It's a lovely day in the neighborhood, a lovely day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted a friend, ha! Just like you. I don't know the rest of the words, but that's okay too, because I can't go on, no more, no more, no more. Okay, maybe we will go on, right, Josh? Right.
Tonight on the show, Gene Weedin and Jim Cox.
And now, please welcome the man with a body that made Richard Simmons fire his dietitian and the perfect face for radio. He's your friend and mine, your host, Jared Isaacs.
Hi there, hey there, ho there, hello, and welcome to the Audio Roast. It's me, your host, Jared Isaacs. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking us out, spending a little bit of your time here with us today as we talk all things rock from 1984. That's what we're doing today. Oh yeah! I'm so pumped for this one. You have no idea. This is going to be a massive show, a fun show. I can't wait to get into things. But first, a little business. Don't forget, if you're watching right now on YouTube, well, of course you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click the notification bells to get all notifications when we go live or whenever we upload a new video. You're going to be one of the first ones to know. You can also share it to your social medias, and if you're really feeling generous, give us a like. If you're a fan of podcasts, you could check out ours. It's exactly this, just audio-only versions. So Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, wherever you get your podcasts, just search for Audio Roast. You can also become a patron at patreon.com/Audio Roast. There, you'll get some bonus footage, some extra games, some behind-the-scenes footage, extra artist spotlights, all kinds of fun stuff happening over there. We are pushing out content like fill in the blank. So that's what we've got over there. Please do consider becoming a member because it does help us with what we're doing. Keeps all these big lights on. You can also check out our playlist at the end of this episode and most episodes. Just go to Spotify or iTunes and search for The Audio Roast, and you'll find some playlists that we've curated from past episodes. These are songs that were used in those episodes in different segments and games and stuff like that. So if there's been a topic that really strikes your fancy, dig out the jammage. You can also check out our website at audioroast.com, your official one-stop shop for all things Audio Roast related. You can get merch,
playlists,
sponsor links,
YouTube links,
past episodes on audio-only versions, playlists, 7 songs in 7 days lists. You name it, we got it. Just check it out, man. We keep it updated all the time. We've got links also to our weekly guests Facebook page. If you want to check them out and stock them in advance, we got your hookup for that too. But now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show.
7 songs in 7 days.
7 songs in 7 days. So we had, let me tell you, let me just put this up here for a second. We had a strong week this week. I mean to tell you, this was some good stuff. There is not but one song on there that I didn't love. And it's not that I didn't love it, it's just exactly what I thought it would be. So, to start us off in the number 7 spot, from Julia Drake Cobb, Balls by Sparks. I've never fancied myself as a songwriter, but after hearing that, maybe I ought to take another crack at it. I don't know. In the number 6 spot, from Doug Fuller, we've got, oh boy, Risky by Ryuichi Sakamoto with Iggy Pop. If I said that wrong, type it in the comments and let me hear all about it. I actually enjoyed this song. This one really reminded me a lot of almost that new wave 80s, almost outsider kind of music, almost taco, putting on the Ritz, Mexican radio, that kind of vibe. I actually really dug it. It was good stuff. Good job, Doug. In the number 5 spot from Robert Crook, we've got Thoughts and Prayers by the Raconteurs. I'm a big Jack White fan. I think Jody Guy Cotton put in a song from Jack White a couple weeks ago, and I think I like that one a little bit better. But this one's a good song, man. I really dig the musicality of this one. Oh, fancy. And the number 4 spot from Stephen Furlong, we've got Michigan by the Milk Carton Kids. Oh, what a song, man. That is good stuff. The line in there about broken brake lines and broken Motown records or something like that. Good stuff. Good lyrics. Good song. Number 3 spot from Chris Hankins. They Don't Make 'Em Like That No More by Travis Tritt. I mean, it's Travis Tritt, man. Come on. No, it's a good song. If you're listening to the song on the surface level, he's talking about a car. If you really want to get down to it, I think he's talking about some country music. In the number 2 spot. Now this one, before we reveal it, I got to see this band live. I'm pretty sure she opened up for King Diamond either in Chicago or St. Louis when I went and saw them. And I was super impressed then, even more impressed now with this number 2 spot. From Stephen Thomas Cobb, we've got Raise Hell by Dorothy. Good stuff, man. Really good. Is it modern rock? Is it chick butt rock? You damn right. Is it good? Oh, yeah. Really good. I really dug that one a lot. This has never happened before. We've had people win 2 weeks in a row, but we've not had the same artist win 2 weeks in a row. That changes this week with our number 1 from Julia Drake Cobb, Little Swing by Aaron Chupa and Lil Sis Nora. I mean, can we say favorite band for now? It is for now. I like it. I dig it. You should too. Check it out on our website, Little Swing, Aaron Chupa, and Little Sis Nora. It is a fun song. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spoil anything. It's fun. Now it's your turn to use the hashtag 7 and nominate your picks. Just choose any song from any genre, any style, or any decade. Just make it a song. We'll take the next 7 days, give it a listen, give it a rank, because it's new music, it's fun, and we can. So, without any further ado, man, let's jump right into the show, shall we?
Hey, it's Jody, Rewind Records, Papa Green Shoes. I wanted to come to you this week with like some education or some history. This is a regular album. You can get this at the store. Bam. This is the size of a 33, correct? Okay, well watch this. Way back in the day, in 1930 to 1950, tell me you've seen 16-inch vinyl. 16-inch vinyl. This is how they actually sent the stuff around to radio stations back between 1930 and 1950. A couple others, Edison records. They look like brake discs. Look, look, look. See that? Am I holding it still enough? Cool. That sucker is an Edison record, plays on the old Edison players. And then you've heard the Aerosmith song, Big 10-inch, huh? Nope. There we go. This is actually a compact. This is actually another piece of the radio history. Some of these played at 16 and a half. Some of them played at 33. This week, I just wanted to come to you and thank you again for supporting the store. Thank you for supporting the band. Thank you for supporting the Audio Roast. It was Education Week. I'll see you later. Thank you. The boys are making noise. I got to go. Hey, it's Jody with Rewind Records, and I just want to say thank you for all the support. It's been 4 or 5 months now that we've been able to supply you with a new kind of music. I just want to let you know that at Rewind Records in Marshfield, Missouri, 1100 Spur Drive, Suite 120, I'm located in an antique store, kind of like a booth. But come on in there. I've got all kinds of different music. We've got equipment, and mainly I just want to say thank you. So find us on Facebook, shoot us a message. Until next time, keep playing that good music.
Well, hello. Look at this. It's a little something different. What are we doing over here, Josh?
I have no clue. You did not inform me about this change.
What do I look like? The Informer?
Go Blam? Is that
I don't remember. There's a song.
Informer?
Yeah.
Go Blam.
Yeah.
A licky boom boom down. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. It might be the Nintendo code or something. Up, up,
Could
up,
be,
left,
yeah.
left, down. I don't know.
It is.
Hey, welcome,
Hi,
everybody.
guys.
What's up? So we decided on a change of scenery. You know why?
We
Because
decided?
yes,
You decided. You pulled me out from my cave and brought me in front of the camera, which
All the
is not
lights and the
where I
cameras.
normally reside.
Well, you never know what to expect here on the Audio Roast. We might sit in different seats.
We are sitting in different seats.
That we are.
Yeah.
We are. We're also drinking some good roast over here.
We are.
Let's see what we've got in our mugs.
Hey, it's the Atomic Punk. It is a medium dark roast espresso blend. Why do you keep putting that X in there? Dark chocolate, strawberry, and clove accents.
There you go.
Yeah, there
Strawberry
it
and
is.
clove accents,
That's
eh?
what, yeah, strawberry
Wasn't that a Beatles song?
at Strawberry Fields. But there probably was some clove in that field, I think.
Yeah, surely. I mean, it was the 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's in our mug from
That's what's in
Classic
our
Rock
mugs.
Coffee. All right.
You're
now-
enjoying this, aren't you? You're
I'm
making me feel
eating
uncomfortable.
every minute of this up. I love it. I love it. Should we jump into what's next?
I guess so.
All right. Don't hold me down.
Yeah. Seems like you're driving this bus.
Oh,
This-
boy. Boy, I wish we had some mail. Y'all need to write some mail. Oh,
Mail?
wait a minute. What's this?
You got mail.
We've got mail. It's backwards, but we got it. All right, let's see here. We'll shuffle the deck a little bit this week. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, this is some heavy hitting stuff. You guys, I don't know. What sauce packet do you request at Taco Bell?
Do they still have the Verde? I like the Verde.
I really like the Verde.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have
actually
it or
had
not.
a Tupperware thing of it at home when they first discontinued it, and I threatened to eBay it, but I
Yeah.
ate it instead.
I like the Verde and I like the mild.
If it ain't fire, you ain't living. I don't know.
I guess I'm not living.
How do you decide whether to read a question or throw it away without reading it?
Throw away the next one. Just that. Yeah. Out of
Yeah. What's your favorite fruit?
apricot,
Mm.
dried apricot. I really like those.
I'm a fan of the kumquat.
No.
My
Couple
other
of
favorite
quats.
My other favorite fruit
Cots and
is
quats.
what's that?
Cots and quats.
Sure.
Yeah. Why not?
Shlomil, Shlomazel, Quats and Tots Incorporated.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're gonna do it.
My other favorite fruit is probably Liberace. Hey, I could say it, right?
You can.
It's
you
like
got.
the-
You got the pass.
Yeah, you know, exactly. Oh, this is a good one. Maybe this is why we're over here.
Oh no. Some sort of competition, probably.
Oh my gosh, I hope I can get through this. Whew. Do Josh UA's legs dangle in the interview chairs? Oh, I've messed up.
You have.
There we go. Do they dangle in the interview chairs?
I can.
Well, he's not exactly sitting all the way back, but
Well, you can't really sit all the way back on. Okay, so do you want me to sit all the way back?
Yeah.
Okay, let me scoot all the way back. This has to come from a Bentoncourt thing, right? See, I told you I should have worn
they was my
worn
running
better
shoes.
shoes. There we go. Look at there.
They was my podcasting
Who sent this
shoes.
question in? Who sent that question in?
Oh, I don't know, but I love it. I'm glad they
Oh
did.
my gosh. You people are jerks.
All right. Van Halen or Van Hagar?
I know it's heretical, but I'm going to go with Van Hagar.
Really?
I
I did
am.
not expect that from you.
Why?
I don't know. You're kind of the classic kind of guy.
I am kind of a classic kind of guy, but 84 was a little early for me. I was really young. I was only like 11. So I wasn't really into Van Halen. I did hear the album.
I didn't get introduced to
Jump.
them until 96.
Right. I like Jump.
Yeah.
But when I came of age, when I really got into music, it was Sammy.
Yeah.
And I thought his voice fit rock better. He was less poncy. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He was less Vegas show, you know.
Very much so. For me, I will say that the hits are bigger with David Lee Roth, but I am a Van Hagar fan through and through.
Are you serious? They had some huge hits.
Now, if you want to talk chart topping and that kind of stuff, yes.
Yeah.
But with Dave, like, I mean, you can a normal person can rattle off more Dave songs than they can Sammy songs. Universally, they're just more well known. Not necessarily saying that they're better, because
Right.
I don't necessarily agree with that. Yeah, for me, Van Hagar. You know,
Right.
it's funny. My mom, growing up, whenever spring would come around the corner, when we go from winter to spring, she would always say, "Spring is here when you see your first robin." You know, and that's
Right.
kind of your. For me, it's not summer until I blasted some Sammy Hagar in the car with the window down.
What song do you blast?
Gosh, there's so many. Probably Dreams would be a first one.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
It didn't get as high on the charts that it should have. It was a huge
Yeah.
favorite of mine.
Yeah, for sure. And finally,
Okay.
cinnamon rolls or donuts? I'm going with donuts. Cinnamon rolls are really good in the middle, and they can be sketchy on the outside.
It can be
A
kinda
donut is
crunchy.
good all the way around.
Yeah, and there's more variety, I think, of donut.
Yeah.
I like the raspberry filled.
I like them a lot.
Yeah. So you didn't advance it.
I don't know what had happened.
What
But,
had happened? It was.
what had happened. Oh, now I got to redo this and drag this around.
Yeah.
Oh, not that one.
Oh,
This one.
Okay.
Because it's over my face. There we go.
Yeah.
Drop us a question.
Right there. Right there.
For us to answer on the show. Just drop us a question in the comment section. And we will answer it at some point in the future.
Maybe.
Please just ask us a question.
Just nothing about my.
Just
dangling-
make it a question.
No more dangling questions.
All right. Well, got anything else? I'm just trying to warm the seat up for our guest is really all that's happening here. I like how I didn't wear shoes that matched either.
Yeah. Neither did I.
You know,
And you can really see that now.
they'll take points off for us on the internet, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Well, you ready to
Okay.
get into the show?
I think so.
You ready to do some producing?
That's what I'd rather do. Yeah.
All right, Oz, we'll get back behind that curtain.
Okay.
And we'll start the show right after this.
Hey Springfield, Robert and Cheryl Crook here.
And together we are Zenlens Photo Media.
You've probably seen us around town, but did you know we also do family and children photography?
Don't forget maternity and infant sessions.
As well as senior portraits and weddings.
Please keep us in mind when you need event coverage and videography.
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or at www.zinlandsphotomedia.com.
Or you can give us a call at 417-818-7067 and book your session today.
Welcome back, everybody. We've got a fun show in store for you. We're talking rock and roll from 1984. So get out your Google machines, or better yet, put them away. We got a fun show for you. We're going to go ahead and welcome our first guest of tonight's episode, Mr. Jim Cox. How's it going, man? Good to see you. So, Jim, we finally meet.
Yes, sir. Great to be here.
I mean, we've done the whole, hey, how's it going out in public and stuff, but we've never got to sit down and do this. So
Absolutely.
I am so excited to be able to chat with you and get to know you a little bit.
Thank you, sir. Great
Absolutely.
To see you.
So where in the wide world of sports do I start?
I don't know.
What is something that people don't know about you that you're like, man, I feel like people don't know this about me, and I kind of wish they did.
I really dig a cool jazz accordion.
Really? Wow. In what way? Like, do you play one, or you just enjoy the sound?
I own one. Couldn't play it to save my life.
Gotcha.
Tom Cruise, Cameron Diaz movie Night and Day.
Yeah.
Some really cool tango kind of music.
Wow.
Just
Interesting.
cool stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. So.
Huh. I would not have expected that. So I'm glad that you answered with that. But you're a guitar player, though, right?
Depends on the genre. I played bass in Branson back in the 1990s for one of the strip shows, did road shows, and then played upright bass at Silver Dollar City with the Homestead Pickers.
Really? How long were you there at Silver Dollar City?
I was in the Fall Festival, 95 and 96, and then I was in the Spring Festival with a different group from 95 through 2000.
Gotcha. Wow. That must have been a lot of fun. Did you meet a lot of players that were...
Met some great players and made some friends for life.
Awesome.
It was great. It really was.
Were a lot of the people involved in that, like, based there in Branson and stuff, or... like from all over the world?
In the fall, while I was there at the park, that was when we called it the Fall Crafts Festival.
Mm-hmm.
So the crafters came in, and just wonderful people that just the trainers, the barrel maker, this and that. It was great because we had to play music 4 times a day, and then I ran around and made friends.
Right. Yeah. Not a bad gig, huh?
And the Spring Music Festival, yeah, we did 5 or 6 shows a day, and then we went and found other people, and we sat around and played music and hung out. So it was a great time.
Very cool. Very cool. You said something when you first got here tonight about what your style or your approach to music is nowadays. You want to reiterate that and tell people kind of where you're at with things?
I don't have a band anymore. We don't have a commitment. I have some great guys. They're all around my age. We show up and play because we like it. We don't have a commitment. We don't have an audience. We don't have a price tag. And therefore, we don't have to answer to anything.
Right.
We just play and we enjoy it.
Yeah.
Well,
and like you said, if you've got 8 people that you normally jam with and only 5 or 6 show up, that's all right too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whoever shows up, and there's another guy that plays bass. And if he plays bass, I'll play guitar. If he doesn't show up, I just play bass all night, and whatever happens, happens. And
now, have you always had that kind of personality type to kind of go with the flow, or have you been in bands that are more structured?
Well, it just depends on where I'm needed,
Yeah.
I want to be a good guy and help out. And, something that I just saw the quote the other day, Stan Getz, maybe, you want to be the worst guy in the band so that they pull you up.
That's exactly, yeah.
I didn't know that quote, but I figured that out back in my 20s.
Interesting.
Now that I'm older, you want to help the young guys out and kind of help them along,
Absolutely
too.
so, yeah. My approach has always been I want to be the second worst. I don't want to be the worst because then I'll feel like I'm holding people down. But I don't want to be the best because then I'm not growing either.
Right.
So, yeah, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I was playing country music, I did some, nightclubs locally. And country and Western bass can be a little simple at times. You get your solid foundation, you just run with it.
Yep.
And then you just listen to the amazing pedal steel player or the lead player or the piano and just check out the great stuff they're playing. And I enjoyed that as well. Just sit back and listen. If you enjoy the sound, go with it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't have to be going 90-0 all
Exactly.
the time. You can. It's okay to step back and just listen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I learned something from one of the tech guys from Indian Summer a million years ago. He told me it's called playing music. I think he heard it from the late Don Wealth. It's called playing music. The minute it becomes working music, you're in the wrong gig.
Yeah.
And so play it and enjoy it. So,
Yeah.
and I don't play in a band I won't listen to.
Oh, really?
That's real important to me. Now, somebody says, "Hey, can you do this Friday night for $100? How far do I have to drive?" Okay.
Yep.
How far do I have to drive home? And
And how late is that drive going to be?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if you go help somebody out, sure. But I don't want to, do something every Friday and Saturday night for the next 6 months. Let's just help somebody out and have fun and get it over with.
Yeah. So a lot of what you're doing now is like jumping in on jam sessions and stuff from what I've seen online.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, just keep it simple. I have a regular gig. I play in an orchestra at a local Baptist church. It's real intense. We do 30 minutes of rehearsal and 30 minutes of hymns and some 20-year-old worship tunes. It's kind of
Really?
laid back. And
What instrument do you play in the orchestra?
I play electric guitar, and it's more of a 1960s or 1950s jazz sound. And there's a sheet music stuff in front of me, so there's a challenge to just stay and know where I'm at. That's the hard part.
And be able to read as you're going on the fly.
Just because I haven't had any formal training on that. So
Oh,
it's,
really?
It's
Wow.
a challenge.
Wow, that's interesting. So you literally taught yourself and did the whole every good boy does fine.
Oh, we don't do that. I just see the chord symbols, and I know what that
and
means.
you just go for it. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I could only imagine how that must sound with an orchestra behind you.
Yeah, so we have, tubas, sometimes clarinets, flutes, violins, cellos, a couple of trombones, and we get by and got a choir. So
Nice.
it's a little more challenging than the praise and worship thing with the 1, 5, 6, 4 chords over and over. So
Yeah.
and the practice goes a little faster, and I kind of like that. So
Yeah. So not only do you come from like a praise and worship kind of background with country music and stuff too, but it sounds like you're a bit of a old school hard rock metalhead. Like you can hang with the Hardys.
Well, when you mentioned 1984, May 17th, 1984, I was in the presence of Klaus Meine and his gang, if you remember those guys.
Really?
Yeah, on the Rock You Like a Hurricane tour at
wow.
the Keel House in St. Louis.
Yeah. How did that come to be? How'd you get involved with that?
I heard Blackout on the old KRFG station when I was 17 years old, and had my realistic underdash cassette player and my Plymouth Satellite, and put that sucker in, turn the bass down, treble all the way up so you can get as loud as it'll go, and just dunk 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 dunk, and we listened to Blackout till we
Such a good album. Yeah. Yeah.
I've got Alexa voice command in the Jeep, and Blackout still comes around in rotation about once a month.
It's an album that still holds up. I mean,
58 years old, going on 17. Just sometimes you need to feel like a kid, and that's
right.
what you do.
Yep. Absolutely, man.
Music is one of the best time machines.
Isn't it, though? Seriously,
Absolutely.
It can take you back to an exact place, an exact smell, just a feel of, this is where I was at in my life.
An emotion, a person, just it's there for you.
I agree. So you said that you wouldn't play music that you don't listen to. What are some things that you're like, okay, yeah, I like this, this, and this, but not so much that?
Sometime around, I think it was around 1989, and by the way, I saw Def Leppard September 3rd, 1983 at Hammond Center. The Pyromania tour. I think the first music video I ever saw was Photograph, and I'm like, whoa. I mean, how cool is this? You got Phil Collins doing the guitar thing, and got the Marilyn Monroe looking like, and Joe Elliott was just owning it. But, after 6 years of Joe Elliott, every song was, it's the end of the world.
Right.
And I woke up one morning to my alarm at 10 till 7, listening to Fool, and is anybody out there? Does anybody care? And I just shut the radio off, and I did not listen to rock and roll for 6 years.
Really?
I just click.
Wow. Was it because of the words that he was saying, or just how repetitive
just
things
everything
got?
had to be end of the world,
Gotcha.
and I just didn't need that intensity. So
Yep.
I went out and at the time I drove a delivery truck. I owned a small delivery service, and I turned on KTTS FM.
Yep.
And started listening to country music nonstop for about 5 years.
Interesting.
And my parents raised me on, AM radio, because that's what you had in the car, the family station wagon.
Uh-huh.
So we listened to AM radio, and once in a while they'd play something old. Well, I remember that. Mom raised me on Waylon Jennings, and Dad raised me on whatever was on the radio. So, and I could already play a handful of stuff around the house. I wasn't really a great musician in high school, and played a couple garage bands, but
Yeah.
then I met a guy one day. He says, "Hey, I know somebody's looking for a bass player." So I ended up playing in a band in Nix at a club that's not there anymore called Pardners, and we did a set of horsey tunes as our rhythm guitar player Lonnie called it, and then we did 3 sets of classic rock, and so I got my country vibe in, and we played classic rock because it made people jump up and down and sweat and buy lots of beer.
Exactly.
But
Yep.
we didn't call it classic rock back then. We
No,
called
it was
it
just
hard
rock. Yeah, there was nothing classic
yeah,
about
we
it.
played Mustang Sally before everyone was tired of it.
Right, exactly. When it's
You
still
know?
in rotation.
Yeah.
So if you're playing music back then, did you come from a musical family? Like, did your parents play or
Not in the
anything?
least bit.
Really?
Not in the least
Wow.
bit. It was just
But
it's
did they
my
have
own-
an appreciation for music? Like,
to hear my dad talk, I was Wayne Newton's band leader.
really?
Yeah, he would
Wow.
brag me up one
That's
side and
awesome.
down the other. And
That's so cool.
for Father's Day, I had a little 4-track Fostex. I would record him one song every year for Father's Day and put it on a cassette.
Wow.
And he'd think he'd won the lottery. That was just the
Man, that's
absolute
cool.
best thing.
That's so cool. I
And
love that.
he would take it around and make all his neighbors listen. But just abuse him to death. you
That's
know,
so cool. That's so cool. Did they come and see you play live? And-
I'd play clubs, and Dad would come out. Mom wouldn't because she was kind of shy. And then when I started playing at church, they'd come once in a while to a few shows. Then I did a lot of drama stuff back when I had hair like yours. You know,
Yeah.
had the long hair. I was a shoe-in for Jesus for 3 years in a row at the South Haven
Yeah.
Easter pageant. So I did that, and they would come to those shows.
Wow. Very cool, man.
It was
That's-
fun.
That's wild. So I'm super excited to hear more about your knowledge of 80s rock in general. So we're going to play some games and stuff if you'll stick
Oh,
around
glad
and do
to.
that with us. So, but you brought a guitar with you, and I would love to hear you play on that. We'll talk more later about your guitar and its history. But if you're willing to, I'd love to have you play a song.
Oh,
for
glad
us.
to.
Okay, very cool. So before we end this, I'm going to give you a couple options. We can have an awkward pause to end this interview. We can make something out of Play-Doh, or you can add to my big shiny ball.
Okay, are we talking about the
I'm not allowed to divulge anything.
let's make something out of Play-Doh.
All right, well, there you go. I'll let you pick your poison, whichever color you want. Oh, you're making some kind of Picasso piece over there.
Well, this is for a cute gal across town named Nancy.
Oh, okay, there you go. But here's some drumsticks. We'll add in the sound effects. It'll be all, show like.
She likes flowers, so here's a.
Oh, wow. There you go. Here, there you go. There you go. That one's for Nancy. Jim, thank you so much, man.
No
I
problem.
appreciate
Thanks,
it.
buddy.
You bet.
Great to be here.
We'll be back right after this.
I have just one question. Have you thought about being a guest on the show? We are currently seeking music lovers of all kinds to join in on our fun. If you're interested in being a guest, or if you just have questions, comments, or suggestions, you can message us on Facebook or email us at theaudioroastpodcast@gmail.com. You can also submit any topics you'd like to hear discussed.
Hey, you made it back. Thank you so much. We've got more to go, so let's jump right into it. We'll bring out our next guest. This guy this guy, let me just tell you a little something about this guy, huh? He was on episode number 3 back when I was doing this little show in my spare room in my apartment. My, how we have grown to be as tall as this next guy. Give it up for a good friend of mine from Innuendo, Gene Weedin. Oh my gosh, Gene, how you been?
I'm good. I wore one of my best T-shirts.
Oh, I appreciate it. It almost looks like you turned it inside. Oh my God. It looks like you turned it inside. Oh my God. It looks like you turned it inside. Oh my God. Looks like you turned it inside. Out. There you, oh, all right.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I'm not sure what happened.
It worked better in
It's
practice.
just good to be here.
Well, there you go. I'm just so happy to be here. Oh, man. How you been?
I'm good. There's cameras facing me, and
all these steamy lights.
It makes me nervous.
I know what you mean. So you've been staying busy with your music stuff.
Yeah, I've been having some fun. So
not only just your band, you've been helping out some other folks and stuff.
Yeah, I've done a couple of fill-in gigs with Identity Crisis. It's kind of cool. Last year I got to do a fill-in gig as part of the rhythm section for Tommy Two Tone, and there's a couple more of those coming up this year in June.
I thought I saw that. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm excited about that.
Very cool. Yeah.
It's for me, it's a tremendous honor when somebody calls up and goes, "Hey, I need you to either fill in this gig or play for this gig, or some
right. Hey, I want you."
Yeah. I mean, it's like, are you sure?
Me?
Okay, cool. Yeah. Can I get a set list, please?
Right. And more than 24 hours notice next time. Oh man, how are things in Gene Weedin's day life?
Day life is good. Work at a car dealership, and there we still have cars, so that's a good thing.
Good. Now here's what I really came here to get to know, because I wasn't up to speed the last time you were on the show on this, but by golly, tell people about the Weedin Wanch.
The Weedin Wanch. So we became empty nesters when children ran off to college and stuff like that, and we just wanted to do something different. My wife, God bless her, she's stuck with me for almost 28 years now through all those kinds of Gene's weirdness. And so just decided we were either going to move to a lake or to a farm, and farm won because work wasn't anywhere near the lake. So 27 acres later and out in the middle of absolute nowhere, and a dozen cows and a couple of cats that I swore I'd never own, and that sort of thing. So
yeah. So when you were raising your family, though, you were talking about being an empty nester. Were you raising your family out in the country, or were you guys?
No. We were in South Springfield.
Really?
Yeah, we were in the same house for like 19 years, and I was like, we're selling this house. I'm sorry, I guess it's a house you guys grew up in, but
we're done.
I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if I have to mow this yard one more time or paint this house one more time, I am done.
So you wanted a bigger yard to mow, is what you're saying?
I didn't care what size yard. I was like, I'm tired of looking at the same trees.
Right. Yeah. I totally get that. Yeah. Take the farm out of the equation. Like just the change from city living to the sticks, where there's you can't even throw a rock at your neighbor.
True story.
Yeah. That's a change.
Yeah. One of the prerequisites is if I can't walk around the house naked, I'm out.
Right. Yeah. I mean, same, but
yeah.
Sorry for my neighbors in the apartment complex.
See, they're watching. My neighbors just gonna look over and go, and that's all I get. So
is that all you raise out there is cattle, or what else do you have?
No, we got a dozen head of cattle, and it's just it makes it a farm. So you get fun tax write-offs, and you get to play with stuff that you haven't done since you were a little kid, messing with your grandfather's farm and that
exactly.
sort of thing.
I was gonna say, the money side, the tax stuff, that's one thing, but it's fun to dip your toes back into what you grew up with. Probably.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to do that, and it's a lot of work, and it's kind of stupid that we're even doing it, because most people are like stepping out of farm life at my age, and I'm like, we're like, hey, let's do this.
Not only at your age, at this time.
It's just
farming is a tough thing for everybody.
There's probably a host of good reasons not to be doing what we're doing, but like I said, my wife, God bless her, sticks with me. There's a fly in here.
That fly's been buzzing around all afternoon, and I'm like, it's got to land somewhere so I can get it. I didn't realize it would be your face.
Didn't realize it was going to attack me. Attack flies! No!
Yeah. Well, they're trained. Last time you were on the show, That's already been 2 years ago. First of all, I can't even believe
Is it
it's
really?
been that long.
Now I was on it again with Jody.
On the live show. Yeah.
On the live show. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
true. Yeah, man. It's like you might be one of our favorites making all these appearances.
I just work for cheap. That's all.
So, yeah, that's true. But when you were last on the show, you did rock from 1970. Yeah, the year 1970.
Was it 70? Okay.
Yeah, and you were able to hang with that really well.
Yeah.
What musical influences and stuff do you have? Where does the buck stop?
It's a weird buck. So Jim mentioned this is kind of funny because he mentioned accordion stuff, and I actually grew up. My dad played accordion. This is how I got kind of into music. Besides the fact it was just like engraved, carved into my soul, I didn't have any choice. But my dad was a accordion player in a country band, and they didn't have a keyboard player, so he'd cover the keyboard parts with his accordion.
Okay.
Not always very well, but he did it. And I went to every practice with him, so I was always jicking around during rehearsals, but whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm the youngest of four, so all that old school rock and roll stuff. When I was supposed to be watching Sesame Street and listening to nursery rhymes, I mean, like people will quote nursery rhymes and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know them. I've never heard this before. Well, didn't you watch Mr. Rogers? I've never seen an episode of Mr. Rogers. I've never seen that show.
Wow.
You said I grew up on whatever all my older siblings wanted to watch and wanted to listen to, and they were all rock and rollers. So there's some deep caverns in there.
Yeah, I bet. So what twists and turns did you take on your music journey? Like, did you get into country? Did you get into?
Never got into country. I love playing anything. If I get to sit and play, I'm a happy camper.
Right.
But my druthers on listening to stuff is going to be mostly just. I tend to gravitate toward the stuff that's more challenging to play. So I mean, I grew up on a real steady diet of Rush and Kansas, and stuff around there. But you migrate
the more progressive side,
more progressive, and that was later when you grow up. To start with, you start with the really simple stuff. The stuff that's really rooted in just the basics, which is going to be the Beatles stuff, and then I kind of graduated into Steve Miller Band, and then you go, wow, if I could just play Bev Bevan from ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, that would be cool. And then you go from there, and maybe I can touch on Styx and cover a couple of those parts, and you just kind of migrate through the stuff. And once you kind of not mastering any of it, just kind of go, well, I can get through it. Let's see what else I can figure out how to get through.
Right.
And that was
yeah. And it's as you're doing that, you're pushing yourself, you're faking it till you make it, and you're like, this actually does. It's not as hard as it was mentally.
So much faking.
Yeah. You mentioned starting out with the Beatles and stuff. That's funny. When I started playing drums, I started with the Beatles and the Beach Boys were the two that I was like, oh yeah, I can hang with this. I can keep up with this. It's straight 2/4, pretty straightforward for the most part. Why drums? What made you go, okay, drums is going to be.
I wish I had a good answer for you. And it goes back to those rehearsals when I'd go with my dad and they would take a break, and I've got drums, bass, guitar, accordion. I've got all this different stuff that I can go jack with because they don't care. They're outside smoking. Well,
accordion's too heavy.
Accordion's not. I'm not. And plus, it was my dad's, and I knew if I put a scratch on it, it was going to be the end of me right there. So there was going to be a body buried somewhere.
Right. Yeah. And in an accordion case.
Yeah. In an accordion case, I've got extra lime. What happened to Gene? So I mean, just gravitated toward drums. Yep. Always, my parents said I was always just beating on stuff. Before I was actually a drummer, so. And my wife knows this story, and a few people in my history know this story. First grade, I would be working on stuff, and my teacher would go, Gene, stop tapping your feet. And I didn't know they were tapping, but there was always something going on in my head making the feet tap. And like more days than not, she would just go, Gene, take off your shoes. So she couldn't hear me.
And let you do it, but just not have to hear it.
Every time I stopped concentrating on not making my feet tap and went back to what I was working on my desk, the feet would start tapping again. So she just take off your shoes. So it was like a daily occurrence. I spent a lot of first grade with no shoes.
Good on her though.
It was great.
For finding a way to compromise and make it work for everybody. I also grew up as a tapper, but mine wasn't so much with my feet. It was my fingers and stuff. If I was writing, I'd sit here and write like this it's a constant fidget. So drumming is one of those things that actually kind of
I think nowadays I would have had medication and lots of initials and
right. Yeah.
All that
lots
stuff
of letters
like
in the alphabet and
AD and D. What the, anyway.
Yeah. For sure. Gene, I'm so honest with you right now. Like, I always have so much fun hanging out with you, and I think you were one of the people in Springfield. There's a handful of you guys that are like legitimately some of the nicest, most genuine people. You check every box, man, and I just want to say I appreciate that about you as a human being.
That's very kind, man.
So you better not leave before we get to play some more games.
No, this is all good.
All right. So that's what we're going to do. But before we head over there, I'll give you a couple options as well. Do you want to... I'm going to change it up, actually.
Oh, good.
Would you like to add to my big shiny ball? Would you like to go best 2 out of 3, paper, rock, scissors? Or would you like to have an awkward pause?
Well, I wouldn't want to have an awkward pause. So
No, not at all. Not at all.
So we probably better add to your shiny ball.
All right, well, let's do it. So, the way this works, you take a Gene Weedin amount of aluminum foil, whatever feels right to you, and just add it to our big shiny ball.
You're not going to foil my attempt, are you? Boom.
Yeah. And also, when you get done with that, I've got a casserole of leftovers over there. You want to cover those up? Oh, yeah. Yeah, now we're talking.
I like big... Never mind.
And you cannot lie.
There we go.
All right.
It's kind of lopsided, but, that's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes, yeah. There it is.
There it is.
Gene Weedin, everybody. We'll be back after this.
Hey musicians, do your shows need that extra layer of fun and excitement? Wow your fans with next level production and let Sunset Productions help you up your game. We can create custom and unique sound, lighting, and video packages designed just for you and your budget. Let's work together and give our community the shows they deserve. For more information, contact Jared Isaacs at sunsetproductionsspringfield@gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Sunset Productions. Sunset Productions. Don't be a jukebox. Be an experience.
Classic rock coffee. It's coffee that rocks, yeah. This ain't your typical coffee shop. It's Java with attitude, baby. From the moment you step onto the stage, you'll see, hear and taste the difference. We're rocking and roasting 7 days a week with guitars, amps, lights, burning wrists and groupies. We've got the best coffee, frappes, smoothies, protein shakes, pastries and sandwiches. Oh yeah, green M&Ms if you get backstage. Come on in and get a whole lot of love. Get the idea, my babies? Even if you don't love classic rock. Well, that's impossible. You're gonna love classic rock coffee. Check us out. Located at Kansas Expressway and Sunset.
How you doing?
Perfect. We're over here in the game center. We finally made our way over here from over there. And we're here to play our first game of the show. I don't remember. So not only were you on our 3rd episode, you also did a live show with us.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, there was some controversy there because in the heat of the moment, I was like, all right, this last question is worth all the points. And you guys got it. And I got to hear about it from Shane Jennings for no less than 2 or 3 months.
That's because he's a sore loser. And I won.
There you go.
That's the way it works.
So I don't remember if this is one of the ones that you won or not, or played or not. Sorry, Jim. No pressure here. So let's go ahead and see what we've got for our first game.
Name that tuna.
Smelling kind of fishy around here with all that tuna we got to name. I don't know. So like I said, I don't remember if you played this one or not. So in the interest of fairness, Jim, we're going to start with you. The way that this works on this little show, we don't have a pianist here to be able to just, 3 notes. So we're going to talk in seconds.
How about Kathy Lee?
Hey, where's that Kathy Lee behind the curtain? Okay. So we've got 15 seconds of music that we're going to start with. And we're going to kind of auction back and forth down to however confident you guys feel about rock from 1984. So, Jim, we're going to start with you at 15 seconds.
10 seconds.
Oh. Can you go any less than that?
9.
5.
Name that tune, Mr. Cox.
Name that tune in 5 seconds, says Gene Weedin. Check it out.
Dee Snider and the Boys. We're not going to take it.
All right. Let's see if that's just for the what's the name of their band?
Twisted Sister.
That's the one.
And the answer is
That's the ones.
I forgot my rouge.
2 points for Jim because he got the name of the song and the name of the artist. Right along. Jim's got 2 points, and we're going to keep it moving with our next song. So, Gene,
Yes.
starting at 15 seconds.
yes. I'll take 15 seconds.
Okay. Jim, can you do any less than 15?
9.
5.
Name that tune.
Ooh, name that tune in 5 seconds, Gene.
Okay.
Because if you don't, we're not going to take it anymore.
Anymore.
Da, 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 da. Snore.
Brian Adams, Run to You.
I think he knows that one. Yeah. I think by that reaction, they both probably did. I think. Is that right? Or is he dead wrong?
Yeah, Keith Scott played the lead on it.
Yeah.
Let me just stand back. Let's see if that's a correct answer.
When the feeling's right, I'm gonna stay all night. I'm gonna run to you.
All right. We've got another one. And Jim, we'll start with you on this one.
5 seconds.
What?
5 seconds, he says. He's getting confident.
I'll take 4. I'll name it in 4.
3.
Oh, yeah.
Name that freaking tune, Mr.
Name
Cox.
the tune.
Got it.
Okay.
Scandal featuring Patty Smythe, Warrior.
This guy, man. This guy. Oh, Gene, does that seem like a correct answer to you?
Suck it, Trebek.
If you know, you know. Let's see if that's a correct answer.
Just had to stick in it, featuring Patty Smythe.
Right, yeah. We're just showing off
And
now.
you didn't have a crush on her in 1984? With the goofy little makeup?
I can never, I can neither confirm nor deny
Right.
such accusations.
Goofy makeup. That's what he wore on Tuesday. Okay, so we've got another one. Let's see. I don't even remember who we stopped with. So, Gene, well, sure. How many? You know what the deal is.
I will name that tune in 4 seconds.
Name that tune.
Well, all
Just
right.
jump in there, why not?
Yeah, sure.
That'd be nice.
He's like, I'm just taking it easy on him at this point. All right, 4 seconds.
4 seconds. Only needed 1. That's Bon Jovi. She's a little runaway.
Okay, I was like, whoa, maybe not. I'm already marking down points. Let's see.
She's a little runaway.
Bah, 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 bah.
Yeah, something like that. All right. Woo, it's heating up in here with all these points on the board. This thing's getting heavy.
In full, he can do it in full voice too if he wants to.
Who?
You guys need to see Innuendo. This guy's amazing.
Yeah, this guy.
The whole band's full of great musicians.
The whole band. All 3 of us.
All 3 of you.
But they sound like 4.
All right.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. Thank you. All right, so Jim, how many?
Appreciate it, man.
Whoa! No, you guys sounded phenomenal. I just got to tell you. Let me hang on. I know we're racking up points, but okay. So
3 seconds.
Golly. All right. Jim's gonna maybe name that song in 3 seconds, so unless Gene could do 2 or 1.
I'm going to go 2.
Oh ho ho.
That'll be a song I've never freaking heard before.
Name that tune.
He's on nervous.
Chicken! Van Halen. Oh, suck. It's from the album 1984.
What?
Can I steal
Who would have
it?
thought? Who would have thought?
And all of a sudden I've got a Scorpion tune running through my head. That's not right.
Jim?
Van Halen, I'll wait.
I'll wait. Yep, that's it.
He waited too. He
Yeah,
waited
I know.
until he couldn't.
I know.
All right. The wheels on the bus just stopped turning right there. If you saw that, you saw it. Screeching halt, they say. All right, let's see what the answer is. Yeah, of course. All right. Looks like, according to my big board, we've got one more. So,
My, what a big board you have.
well, let me get my 20 out too. All right, let's see what our last
You
song
don't use
is.
ones?
Well, that's for after
George
10 o'clock.
Washington would be so disappointed.
I agree. Or
You put my
surprised.
face where?
He's been in worse. All right, let's.
How many seconds, sir?
2 seconds.
It's the last
Just
one.
piss off, name the song.
All right, 2 seconds. I tried.
Christmas.
Hey, I tried to tell him.
In the name of love, pride, you too.
Yes.
Just go ahead and mark that down.
Yeah, just go ahead and
Is that
mark
what I
it
should
down.
do?
Yeah.
All right.
You need like half a second, just that first chord.
Oh no! All these points they go to Jim.
Good night, folks.
All right. I think that's all we got. Is that all we got, Mr. Producer?
That's all we got.
That's all we got. So we're going to take a quick break. In fact, Jim, you want to play some guitar for us?
Yeah, I'll play something.
All right. We're going to go to our artist spotlight, so stay tuned.
Classic rock coffee. Our coffee rocks. This week's Artist Spotlight, Jim Cox.
You were telling me a little bit about this guitar when you first got here. Can you tell us
This
again?
is a prototype built by a local luthier, Bill Mall. It has a walnut back and sides, which is a little bit unusual. It's got a great bottom end, a big body, which gives a great bottom, and I really like the tone of it. It plays like butter. A lot of ornamentation at it as well, and it's just a great guitar. to
It's
take with
beautiful. It really is a stunning guitar. There's not a detail that hasn't been overlooked and really scoped
you.
out.
Bill makes some great guitars as well. He really does.
Yeah. Well, I'm super excited to hear what it's going to sound like. What are you going to sing for us today?
This is the Dierks Bentley song. It's called "Gonna Get There Someday." It's he's singing to someone special from his past, and when you hear the song, you'll understand who it is.
All right. Jim Cox, everybody.
Well, it's been a while. There's so much to tell. Been doing all right in spite of myself. Just wish I could stop feeling bad when I pray. But I know gonna get there someday. Got that job I was dreaming about, but it's hard traveling around. But who I wanna be still seems so far away. But I know gonna get there someday. When I told you all I meant to while I had the chance, 'cause every moment I had with you made me who I am. way I met someone new. Wouldn't you know she's a whole lot like you? But I ain't ready to settle down in one place. But I know gonna get there someday. Well, I guess I'll be moving on. I'll just leave these daisies by your stone. And Mama, still miss you every day. But I know gonna get there someday. And that'll be only God can say. But I know gonna get there someday.
Well, we've made it back. Yins?
I'm no rocket
Josh,
surgeon, but
your
that was
Southern
tough.
heritage is rubbing off on me, sir. All right, so we've got another stack, another deck. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is great. It's a mad dash to the eraser. That's what the game needs to be. I need to have one eraser and one marker on there, and you guys duke it out for one or the other.
Being a wrestling
I had
match.
3 points anyway.
I wish you guys could have seen the mad dash. All right, let's see. We'll start with Eugene.
Rat, round and round, and Scorpion's Big City Lights.
Okay.
Yep, same.
Is that written in Japanese, sir?
Rat round to Scorpion City. Shorthand.
Yeah.
Shorthand.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's see
I
if
think it was more
that's,
like panic
correct
hand.
answers. Rat, round and round, and Scorpion's Big City Nights, not lights. Ooh. We'll give it to you.
Hey, at least I used actual words.
It's true.
Hey, there's no yellow stars on either of them.
All right, I'm going to give 4 points to both of you.
Both yins.
Both of yins. All right. This episode also, by the way, is sponsored by Russville, Arkansas. Is that right? Did I say that right? Hey, Oz. Russville. Russville. All right. Let's check out another stack. All right. Gene, you finished first, so it must be that you know what you're doing. So, Jim, we'll start with you on this.
Okay, Scorpions rock you like a hurricane, and I guessed on Kiss because I had some space to fill.
There you go. Nice. All right. Let's see what you've got, Gene.
I'm pretty sure I have this. I have Dinah Shore and Bing Crosby.
Oh. Did you cheat?
I did.
Okay, attaboy. It's not your first time on the show. I remember that now. All right. Let's see what our answers are.
Damn it!
Scorpions, Rock You Like a Hurricane, and Y&T, Lipstick and Leather. You were close with Kiss, but not quite. Missed it by that much.
Y&T, they recorded 2 songs?
Apparently.
It wasn't Summertime Girls?
Right? So we've got no points for you and 2 points for Jim.
I'm getting smoked.
smoked like a salami. Let's check out our next stack. By the way, just for the record, this was not a stack done by DJP. It would have sounded a lot better than that. Let's see what you got, Jim.
I said Sammy Hagar, Can't Drive 55, and Edgar Winter, Frankenstein, because I heard a lot of keyboards.
Good guess. Yeah. Okay, Gene?
Sammy Hagar, Can't Drive 55, and Black Sabbath.
Oh, nice. So you guys definitely picked up on that old 60s kind of feel with the organ and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I like that.
I
like your nod to John
Black
Moore
Sabbath,
too, by
Deep
the way.
Purple, something along those lines.
That would have been...
It's called a Hammond B3. Answer is?
That would have been a right answer. Deep Purple, Perfect Strangers,
suck
Sammy
it,
Hagar,
Trebek.
I Can't Drive 55. So, you got 2 points, Jim, and
I got 6.
you had 2.
In dog years.
Right, in dog years. All right, so moving right along. Okay, so this is our last stack. So, again, we got to keep things amped up. We can't get in a rut and stuck. So, we have got not 2, but 3 songs that'll play. Because it's harder, we're going to give you more time. We're going to give you 45 seconds on this one. So, Here we go. All right. Man. Wow.
I got 2 out of 6.
Okay. All right. Gene, we'll start with you on this one.
I got Queen Radio.
Okay.
Radio Gaga by Queen.
Hey, how can you go wrong with the one and only Queen? Let's see if at least that is on there. We've got Queen, Radio Gaga, Autographs, Turn Up the Radio was in there, as was Dawkins, Into the Fire, I'm falling. No? Okay. So we got 2 points for each of you. There we go. We're going to tally up those points, but if you want more, Josh, are you back there, Mr. Oz? No, okay. Yeah?
I am, yes. Finally.
Oh, there we go. All right, so if they want more, where can they go, Josh?
They can go to patreon.com/audio roast.
Right there. And that's where we'll play another bonus game, tallying up today's points and finding out the big winner before we end today's show. Patreon.com/audio roast. All right, so we have indeed tallied up all the points. There are so many, it weighed me down. How'd you guys feel about today's episode? Did you feel pretty knowledgeable, pretty confident?
I learned something about Gene.
That he sucks at 1984 rock and roll trivia. That's what we learned about
We
Gene.
should have done disco from the 40s or something.
Disco from the 40s, because I've got all my Glenn Miller disco ready to go.
Yeah. All right, so here's how it all shook out today. Not that the points matter. We had fun. I had fun. I hope you guys did too. Gene, you got 16 points. Gene!
Out of a possible
16.
112.
Yeah,
Reminds you of
exactly.
high school, doesn't it?
That's right. I spent 3 of the best years of my life as a sophomore.
All right, so Gene got 16. But Jim, our big winner of today, 19 points.
Oh.
Hey. Good job, gentlemen. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
Well, I don't.
Yeah. It's.
We're gonna van it that a time or two.
Oh, sorry. I almost said you ain't got to worry about that. We've got people that sweep that up, but I think you ought to just take that home and frame
souvenir.
it. And, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll put it in the music room.
There you go. All right, so Jim, thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. If people want to find you or follow you or hear you, where can they do so?
Well, you'll hear me at church on Sunday mornings, more or less.
Okay.
What church?
South Haven Baptist over there, just a little bit south of Bass Pro.
Nice.
Right across the street from the Ace Hardware, right?
Right across from Westlake Ace Hardware.
There you go.
And then you'll see me show up at most Innuendo shows.
Yeah.
And
you pop in at the cellar and stuff too, right?
Yeah, SBC Cellar, the Riff. What a great club! What great sound.
Yeah. G.
We got a show coming up. Innuendo's got a show coming up on June 4 at the Cellar, and then I think it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
The 18th at Carey's.
18th at Carey's, so
Yep.
2 weeks later. There you go.
You might be kind of a stalker at this point, right?
I like it.
Me too. I'm sorry you're all out of 20s at this point, but I'll have to cover for you apparently. Guys, thank you so much for being on the show. I really had a great time, very much so. So don't forget that it's hard. Times are hard for everybody right now, and so are sentences. So may your cup of coffee and your love of music be strong, but your sense of humor be even stronger. We'll see you right here next week on the Audio Roast.
Audio Roast.